talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rumors. Let's talk about facts.
We gon' talk about life. We gon' talk about death. Romance, finances, generational wealth.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Hello.
Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Marsha E. Dudley.
And I am Etoya Lewis.
And look, I am excited about today's topic.
Are you?
A lot. Yeah, girl, I'm ready to share. Why do I look naked?
You do. You look a little. You better let them know. Let me tell Vic about all this.
Right? So, yeah, I'm ready for this topic because I know this topic.
It's going to ruffle some feathers.
It's going to get it's going to get a little rough today, but I'm ready. Let me go ahead so I can be able to see some of these messages. And y'all come on in, say hello.
Yes, come in.
The room.
Yes, Lord.
All right, so we can see who's talking to us.
Hi, Travis.
Hey, Travis.
It shows that he's watching.
Yeah.
We have our faithful watchers, and we are so appreciative of you guys.
We sure are.
Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe.
That's right.
And let's talk about it with Etoya and Marsha.
All right, I see us.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey. Okay, so everybody.
Wait, before you say anything, Travis is going to give us some good feedback on this. I just want you to know that because prior to this week, this is what we talk about. So it's nice to be able to talk about it now that everything is kind of over and done. And I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes.
So for those that have been hiding up under a rock and don't know, our Mr. Robert Kelly was given a guilty verdict of over 9 charges that were regarding underage, sex trafficking underage girls. And
sex trafficking and racketeering
across state lines, and he still has to be charged. I think he has another case that's also pending
in other states. Yeah.
So, Mara,
why I look like you're tiptoeing?
Mara,
we don't want you to tiptoe. We want you to say it like you mean it.
Well, let's just say like this: his verdict and the response of our community has really divided our community. I'm in other groups and I see people that are just going at it back and forth about this whole verdict. And I think that before we even just really get into this, I feel like we live in a society now that we live in this, what they call cancel culture.
Well, wait, before you say that, Travis just tried to clear something up for us. He says they were not underage girls. That was never the thing.
Well,
just women.
They were 17.
Trafficking women.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they were saying they were 17 years old. So
yeah.
And that nigga was like 20 something. So, but I think that we have this thing called cancel culture now, that you're not entitled to an opinion. You can't, everybody, it's like if you're not going with the norm, you're like this horrible person and everybody wants to cancel you. We're in this cancel culture. So before we even start, this is how I'm gonna say it. I think that everybody has their own opinions, their own viewpoints.
Yes.
And they are all welcome. And let's talk about it. Your 2 cents is welcome at Let's Talk About It.
It matters.
It matters.
Your voice matters here.
Your voice definitely matters.
Yes. We give you the opportunity to say whatever you want. I mean, we'll either agree or disagree.
That's right.
Or agree to disagree.
Exactly. Exactly. So, how you feel about that?
Before I say this, you know something is bad when you got to put a disclaimer out, right?
It's about to be bad.
No, it's not going to be bad. It's just, this is my thought in everything. I am a woman. You are a woman. We have goddaughters, daughters, sisters, mothers, aunts, nieces, and we would never want anything to happen to them.
Oh no!
We do not condone any type of violence. We do not condone any mistreatment of anyone, any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I just feel like I need to say that.
I'm gonna kill a mockingbird over mine.
Right. Okay. So with everything that has been in social media and just, I guess, common knowledge or common rumors, because nothing is fact unless he says it, and he says nothing happened. I feel like those girls knew what they were getting into, because they all said that they had to sign a rules thing. They had to sign saying that they're going to follow these rules. They're going to do this. They're going to, in order to be in his presence.
Yeah.
Now, all these people running around here writing in, what is it? NDAs. I mean, that's the purpose, right?
Yeah.
You in here, this is what you in here to do. What Megan Thee Stallion said, and if they all came with you, they better know exactly what they came to do.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's read some of these really good.
Yes, Travis says one girl was underage, but said she had a fake ID, so he did not know she was underage, and that is how she went to his first trial in 2008 as a fan, because you had to be 18 to go into the trial. Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Her best friend even said that is how she got to him, is by lying about her age, and she admitted that was true. Carlos said it was a disclosure form that he had his legal team draw up.
Okay, and so my thing is, why aren't the legal team? Why aren't these people being indicted as well?
Right.
To me, it's okay.
But if you sign something, that's just like any other contract. You signed it, unless you go through court to get the judge to throw it out. You have to abide by the contract, right? I mean, am I crazy?
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, because nobody says anything about sex trafficking when it's a porn. That they sign contracts to do porn. What's the difference? It's just one person getting all the goodies. I mean, I'm trying to understand. So these are the type of questions, like when things like this happen, these are the type of questions that come up in my mind. Okay, well, if you signed a law-abiding form, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the problem is now. And for everyone who's saying he should be put under the jail, I hope this and that happened to him while he in prison. You're a part of the problem too. You don't think so? You don't think so?
I think I'm not a part of the problem, but I'm
saying for those who's wishing bad stuff on him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I don't wish nothing. To be honest with, I don't even think he should go to prison.
I don't either.
That's what I believe. That's my opinion. And the reason why, like I said, if you're going to put him in prison, you need to put some parents.
Wait, let me read what Carlos just said. I'm sorry I laughed about it, but He said it's sad though because R. Kelly can't read, so who knows what they wrote.
Oh man, you know what this means.
Right. So the initial reaction is to laugh, but then you have to bring it back in like, wait, that's not funny. But it is, but it's not because it's sad.
Let me tell you, but he's telling the truth. Ain't no telling what they put in that disclosure. Okay. Okay, he was accused of trafficking adults across state line for the purpose of sex, women that he would meet at his concerts. Okay, cool. So no underage girl.
Travis said something else. He said they are calling having sex with grown women sexual abuse because they were in orgies and did freaky stuff that they regret now. The only reason they did RICO is because it overrides the statute of limitations. Once it is a RICO charge.
Okay, I got you.
Let
me tell you what happened was that he peed on them few autumn years back, and now they skinned.
They need some more cosmetics. You know what? We cannot have this conversation with you laughing the entire time. I just want you to know that, Miss Naked Lady.
My thing is, I just feel like, where are all the other people that should be charged with
like those parents?
If they're going to charge everybody.
Like his manager?
Yes.
Like everybody, all his dancers.
A couple of them,
his bodyguards.
They decided to go with they rolled over on him so that they would not be charged, to my understanding. But let me tell you something. Also,
but you got to prove that they knew something. In order to charge me with something, you have to, like, how is it feasible for you to just
Tori, who else is going to get them girls? He showed one saying, hey, can you come over here? No, he had getting them.
Right. But they had to prove that. They couldn't prove that. The court couldn't prove that. They had to tell them.
They told them, because they told them, hey, you're going to go down with him.
Right.
And they said, you know what? I ain't going down with R. Kelly. Okay, but my thing is, let me tell you the part that I just think that I do blame Mr. Robert Kelly for. Why, in God's name, would you have all them videos? Why would you keep them?
Right.
Why would you incriminate yourself if you're going to commit a crime? But see, let me tell you why. Because when you get that high, he had that much success, they start believing that they are God. And when you start believing that you're God, you think that you can do and get away with
after
anything.
You've done it, after your tapes have leaked so many times, you would think that, hey, well, maybe I need to just stop taping it.
He got away with it. He got away with it
because they couldn't prove that they were underage.
Listen, when they sat there, when he got away with a whole set, his body, you see him peeing on this girl, and you.
I feel like because there were other videos on that one tape that showed him with other women as well.
No, they said it was a whole slew of tapes. He had like a whole suitcase of the suckers, and his manager, some people told that he had this suitcase, and that's what hurt him, is because they had the evidence. You can't lie and say you didn't do nothing. Here go the evidence.
But my thing is, why do you even need tapes if you're doing it all the time?
Because he's that type of person. Like people,
it's like a trophy.
It's like a trophy, and then
like serial killers when they take something from murdering someone.
Yeah. Do I
That's
believe
how they get caught?
Yeah, I think that he liked younger women because of power. He got off on.
Everybody wasn't younger though.
But what I'm saying, he liked women who were either.
I think the younger women thing or younger girls thing came from him being sexually abused as a child, and the fear or whatever that he had as a child when he was being sexually abused. He put that on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so he was already sick. And instead of someone saying, hey, guy, you need some counseling,
Mm-hmm.
when they first realized what he did, even
Yeah.
when they had that documentary that I think it was Lifetime, I don't remember. And the teacher was saying that he would come around even after he graduated, or the music teacher was saying he was thinking about stuff that he couldn't possibly know about at his age.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't you think somebody should have said, well, let's take you to a counselor because there's no way that you should know about this.
Yeah.
Something is happening in your life for you to even know this stuff exists when you're 12, 13 years old.
Yeah. And that's so true. Just, you know, being touched when I was younger, I was a little bit faster and knew a little bit more than people my age. You know what I'm saying? And it made you a little bit more curious, a little bit more sexual. It brings out a lot of stuff out of you. And I think for myself, that's how I was able to heal. Was I had to go to counseling, and I had to get all of that stuff out and say, okay, this happened to me, and then work through it, because people, it messes you up, and it hurts your relationships when you get older. I think that's probably why I didn't love men. I didn't love them at all. And I felt like they were just tools. Yeah, they didn't mean anything to me. And so, and I think that was because of what happened to me. It was a detachment. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in my late 30s before I even knew what love was. So he should have definitely been getting help. And I think that that's what happens with celebrities. People fail them. The people that say that they love them, say that they care about them, the people that are in their entourage.
But he was failed before he even became a celebrity.
You're definitely right. But
the fact that he can't read lets you know that he didn't come from a place where someone cared enough about his well-being to ensure he was okay.
Yeah. And but just think about it like this man wrote more music, did all of that, and could not read. So somebody was transcribing for him. It's like he was just giving things, just not, he was it was, everybody was a crutch. And I don't know, I just think that if people who said that they loved him more, especially when he became a celebrity, my thing is to protect me. All of us are friends, and I feel like if I do something silly, somebody's going to protect me.
Okay, wait. Let me read what Carlos said first. He says, hell, Elvis Presley started smashing Priscilla when she was 14 and he was 24. Many other high-profile white people get away with things to this nature. Bill Cosby should have never gotten locked up.
Man, y'all got that tape with me.
David, I don't know what tape you're talking about. I plead the fifth. I don't know what tape you speak of, sir. Greg says, free R. Kelly. Well, he's not going to be free. That's not going to happen. He can do an appeal, but
the least amount of years he can get is 10. But they have already said that they want to give him life. That is the big thing.
It's 10 for each count. Mm-hmm. It's really, really sad that this is the situation that he's in. But it's sadder that so many people feels like they can't separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
that's sad. That's the sad part for me, because there's no way I'm gonna stop listening to R. Kelly unless they take it all. And they can take it all. I have CDs. They can take it all off social media, all these streaming platforms. They can do all that. Guess what? I have CDs. Throw my CDs away.
What Greg say? They gonna throw the novel, not the book. Okay, so I have to ask this question. What if this was not R. Kelly? What if this was
John Legend?
Yes. Would we feel the same way? Would we feel the same way if we heard that this man, who we did not know, we just cut on court TV, saw this regular smuggler man who said, who they were saying, hey, did all of this stuff? Would we feel the same? Are we being
no? Because it would be one of those things that that happened. We have uncles and cousins and nephews and brothers in our families, different families that we know mess with girls. Like we don't say anything. So why is it such? I just don't understand and I know you talked about the cancel culture that we're living in, but I just don't get it. I don't get why. But they did the same thing with Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
What was the guy that was missing? Oh man, he was messing with boys. Dang, I can't think of his name. Spacey. Kevin Spacey?
Girl, Kevin Spacey was messing with some little boys, was he? No, there's no way.
Who was it?
I don't know.
No, Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, yeah. Now, if you said that was Pee Wee Herman.
That's not who I'm talking about. I do believe that man's name is Kevin Spacey.
I'm about to find out.
Yes, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yes, he was Kevin Spacey.
See, I ain't crazy.
And let me tell you something. This how black I am.
So Greg just asked he was just saying that he's just trying to figure out why none of the people that brought these females not being charged. We asked that question earlier, Greg. Greg said Pee Wee just touched himself. I don't know. I don't know if I recall this story. I don't.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman, him and Can We Talk? What's his name?
Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, they like to be in movie theaters touching on themselves and on little boys. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
I really don't. So how do you all feel about the guilty verdict, and how do we move forward as a people when it comes to our celebrities? Because we need to give the same energy for everything. And I just feel like he shouldn't be charged if everybody else isn't being charged, because he didn't go get these people himself.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just think that it's about responsibility. And the one thing that we don't have access to the celebrities like their underage. I just think that we as a community need to start holding one another accountable. And just think about it like this, Toya. Do you know how many jokes have went down? Like how many comedians have did jokes about R. Kelly?
Yeah. I mean, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. So instead of making jokes, somebody should have been holding him accountable and saying, like in my David Chappelle voice, nigga, look, you need to.
Okay, Carlos says you had Charlie Sheen going around passing HIV to women knowingly, and they didn't do ish to him.
I do want to read. I do want to say this. There was a article that I read that said, and let me tell you, I felt all of it. It said that had these ladies been white women, he would have been there would have been someone trying to protect them. And because they were not white women, they left, we allowed our sisters to be hurt and mistreated. I felt all of that. I really truly felt all of that. And it's not that I do not have any empathy with these ladies. The only thing, like I told you, and I stand by, these ladies are the same age as you and I. I know what I was doing at 14. I know what I was doing at 15, 16, 17. I was not playing with Barbie dolls, and I was not playing with mud cakes. I didn't like boys my age. I wanted them boys older. I liked older boys. I like if a 20-year-old tried to holler at me and I was 16, baby, it was on and pop. What I'm saying is that I like the attention from older men. This man was R. Kelly. I don't think there is a woman in this world who did not have a crush on R. Kelly. It's old grown women.
Listen, me and my cousins, we all had R. Kelly shirts. We going to this concert, and if he calls me up on that stage,
you're gonna be like this.
Knowing what I know back then,
yes.
Like, the whole Aaliyah situation and why they kept bringing Aaliyah up when she's not here to, defend herself is really crazy to me. Like they trying to play on emotional strings.
Yeah,
I want to feel sorry for her. She didn't feel sorry. She knew what she was doing. She had no problem with it.
Yeah. So
okay, Carlos said exactly, David. They didn't give a damn about Hugh Hefner. No different than what R. Kelly was doing. Greg says, but it was our brothers and sisters that was bringing him these women. Yeah, they need to get tried too. Sharita says, I'm late as usual. But R. Kelly needs to pay for what he did to the underage girls. Others are responsible, but R. Kelly was the one doing the crime, so he should get definitely. I don't agree. But Sharita, I don't agree with that. I don't know what the crime is. What's the crime, Sharita?
Oh, she said because what he did to underage girls.
But who said there's no proof that these girls was underage?
Well, look here. You know that
you have to do things based. Listen, if you were sitting on it, I couldn't have been sitting on that jury. It would have been a hung jury.
Look here,
because they still have not proved anybody was underage.
They talking about that girl that he peed on. So let me tell. That's what everybody always go back to. But let me.
You can't go back to that.
But on that documentary, that
girl mama said that was not her daughter.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she knows what her daughter looked like.
But hold on, it was a lady who did a threesome with them, and she said that little girl rode that thing like she was grown. Okay, so that lets you know.
That wasn't her first time. She's a pro.
Let me tell you. All I know is that
Greg talk about I got that video and that girl was not 14. Okay, so everybody who watched that video, if it was underage pornography, then you're sick. You should be charged.
Girl, I look trying to find the video. Okay.
What was the proof that him and Aaliyah was having sex? Sharita, you had proof? Sharita, I'm gonna need you to come with facts, baby.
Well, the marriage license said that she was.
Because the marriage license said she was 18.
Listen, let me tell you something. My thing is,
he didn't rape anybody.
When they say underage, they say he was manipulating manipulating women, and like
that same underage girl that was at the trial, he manipulated her too. She came up to him. I feel like they played on his mental
They did.
capacity. I feel like they should be charged for putting him in that situation.
So let me just read this to y'all, because this is what I wanted to read to you, okay?
Sharita says it's gonna be continued on Sunday. I told her it's too much to type.
Let me tell you something. I am all if he actually raped someone, oh yeah, he needs to, as they say, but
what was reported was that the rules were what they were, and you can leave at any time. So did they want to do it, or didn't they want to do it? Because if they didn't want to do it, they could have left.
The first time he told me I couldn't take no bath, I'm gonna be like, I gotta go.
I got to ask to use the bathroom. That's a problem. I mean, before we even get to everything else, I got to ask when I can eat.
Give me my $100,000. I want to go. Give my money so I can go. Okay, so Azriel Clary is speaking out the first time since embattled singer R. Kelly was found guilty of sex trafficking. Azriel Clary. And let me tell you something.
Okay.
I'm mad at R. Never mind.
I know who you was talking about after you said that, after I caught the name. Go ahead.
She said, now she says the singer coached her on what to say during her infamous 2019 interview with Gayle King. Let me tell you something. I feel like you in front of the whole world. And if this Negro is doing you that bad, that's when you say, I need help. I would just start hollering, I need help. You had the world's attention. So I don't know how you could. I understand she said that she was coached, but I don't know. I don't know.
But she's a good pupil.
She had access to the whole world, and
she was coached into coming in his face, or when her parents gave her to him.
Yeah, she said. Now she says the singer coached her on what to say during her infamous 2019 interview with Gayle King, and shared details about how people in the R&B singers camp tried to warn him about inappropriate behavior. Highlights from her new interview. Okay. She says former girlfriend and victim. How you gonna be a girlfriend and a victim? But anyway,
victim of what?
And when he was in prison, she was still living good off of all his money until he didn't have any more money. When that money ran out, girl, let me testified against. Oh, she testified against him in court. Breaks her silence after the singer was convicted of court on Monday on federal tax trafficking and racketeering charges in Brooklyn. He could face life in prison. In 2019, Azriel, who was 21 years old at the time, sat down CBS Mornings anchor Gayle King to defend the singer after he was brought up on sex abuse charges. At the time, she was still living with Kelly in his Chi-Town Trump Tower apartment with another woman, Joycelyn Savage, who was also present for the interview. At the time, they both claimed to be his girlfriends, and they made claims that Kelly was not abusive and that they were not being held against their will. Okay, so even after he
so you were lying then, you're not lying to us now.
Exactly. And even
or before then.
Right. Even when he went to prison, she was not talking to her parents, wasn't talking to anybody. She was still living in his house. And she stayed in there. Yes. She stayed in there.
Still going shopping.
Yes. And she stayed there 6 months to a year. Who was holding you captive then? That's all I want to know was who was holding you captive?
And a good lawyer would have cross-examined and put all that out there. And he would have did it to everybody, because R. Kelly went on tours. There was a lot happening in his life. He wasn't home 24/7. So if he's not there,
yeah,
they were over in Hollywood while he was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Who was holding their hands then? Who was making them do stuff? I just don't understand how all these things can happen and nobody brings that up at trial as a defense on you weren't being held captive. How are you being held captive?
Yeah. and I stand by. I stand by. If we know that they have been making these jokes and these different sayings about R. Kelly, y'all, ever since the 1990s, okay? This stuff was being said in the 90s. Why would these parents sign things and sign their kids over to him, saying that they could stay at his house without supervision? And I don't get that.
They were sending their kids.
They were
out
pimping
there
their
for
kids.
money.
Yes, they were pimping their kids.
Greg says not one single one of them said that they were raped. Carlos said, I repeat, his wife rounded up every Black woman that he had hurt, and they all came together, and this is the outcome. Sharita says, if Aaliyah died at 22 and they got married 8 years before she died, she wasn't 18.
She wasn't 18. I agree with you.
I mean, we know that she wasn't
18. And that's why they got the marriage annulled, because it was
falsified documents.
Yeah, she said that she was 18 in the documents, but she was maybe like 16, 17, something like that.
Travis says, Aaliyah has been dead 20 years. She could not speak for herself. She could not speak for herself. But all the videos of her speaking for herself before, she said that they were not together.
And her parents were very vocal during this whole thing and told everybody to keep Aaliyah's name out of their mouth. That Sharita. What they think was going on with
Okay, Greg says she trying to save face because he was found guilty. The girl.
Azriel. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Azriel was also the same one that went back to her mom, right? And then she was like, I can't do this, and went back to R. Kelly.
I don't know.
It was one of them. I think it was her.
It was either her or Jocelyn.
Jocelyn never went back because that's the real bright skin one, right?
Yeah, they was fighting. They got fighting.
She didn't want anything to do with her parents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Her dad out there acting like he's so distraught over the way he raised his daughter. She was just turning 18. She's grown. Yeah. Guess what? She was already having sex before she got with him. Get over it. Everybody want to think that their babies are sweethearts. We know we're not sweethearts. No, Greg says, I still believe half these females lying and no one cares and they just want to prosecute him for the last case he beat. Yeah, that's what it is. Greg said Aaliyah's uncle got that marriage license. I don't know anything about the marriage license. I thought it was the manager. Was the manager the uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Carlos said, facts, bro. How they did OJ.
OJ. Yeah.
Okay, Sharita says, it's long. You have to understand the mindset of someone being molested and or abused. They don't have a mindset to leave, whether it's because of fear, obligation, or feeling you have nothing better to go to. But that's the thing. They do have something. They all had something better to go to. Their families was out there trying to get them back after they weren't getting paid for them.
Yeah, and that's not always true, Sharita. That's not always true.
Everybody said that they had the opportunity to leave. They just didn't know how he was going to feel about them leaving, so they didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And they talked about, how vulnerable sometimes he would get with them, and then a switch would happen and he would be somebody else. Well, that comes from his childhood trauma. And like I said, hurt people hurt people. But they had the opportunity to leave. That's what I want to put out there. That was the part of the rules. If you can't follow these rules, you got to go. They knew what the rules were. They knew if he came in and said, I need you and you over in room 6, you and you had to get up and go to room 6, because his wife should also be on trial because she was in the same situation and she was his wife.
Look, let's
sleeping
talk about
with these same people
Let's
that
talk
he's
about his
sleeping
wife.
with.
Let's talk about this wife.
Yes, let's get on this wife. Sharita said they don't know that they're being held captive or something they don't know. She said that she's not saying all but some.
So Sharita, and like I say, like I always say, everybody's 2 cents is welcome here. Because I love it. It just makes a better conversation, and it's good to have an opinion. So Sharita, I have to ask you this then. When he was convicted, or when they first brought charges against him, and people have had so many opportunities to speak out. Okay, even this last interview, these women have been like, this is years ago. They've had family, they've done this, they've done that. Why now? Why now? Why not when he was going through his original case? That was the time to feel empowered and say, I'm going to speak out against him. Where was his wife at the first trial? Why didn't she say something? She was living
she was in the hospital giving birth to their child. The first one.
Well, okay, after when they first divorced, okay, forget it.
No, Sharita. Sharita says it's R. Kelly. They were scared.
No.
Oh, but let me go back up. Because Carlos
said he's still scared.
Carlos said his wife is the reason he's about to spend the rest of his life in prison. She is, but she should be going to prison too because she had sex with those girls too.
Who fake page is that?
Who did what?
I said, who fake page is that?
What are you talking about?
Something just oh good. Okay, never mind. Sorry. That was it came up on YouTube. No, okay, so listen, I forgot we're live on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so what was said on YouTube? And what was said on YouTube? You're so silly.
I can't say what was said on YouTube.
Oh, they cursing us out?
Yeah, I can't say what they said. Yeah.
But every opinion matters here.
Girl, I'm fixing to block this person.
Don't do that.
I am. And I'm gonna let you know I'm blocking you.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I
don't condone this type of behavior.
I cannot say what they said. I can't even put on here what they said. When I say it's bad, it's very bad and disrespectful.
Very.
Yeah. And no, very, very, very. Talking about.
I see it.
Yeah. Hell.
Okay, let's get back to okay. So Carlos says she saw Ant Pal and walked right over there and stepped on that pile and stirred up all them ants. Sharita says before the Me Too movement, there were no real platforms for women to speak out. It wasn't the fact that there was no platforms because they did the same thing. It's just now we're in a cancel culture that it matters more.
And Sharita, social media has been around ever since 2008, 2009.
Right. And those girls and those girls' parents have been talking about the fact that they can't see their daughter since 2008, 2009. So I just don't feel like that is the reason. I feel like the money is gone and he doesn't have the same power that he had before as far as in the industry and the things that he's been doing, because he wrote a few songs here and there, but nothing has stuck. So I feel like his power isn't what it used to be. And now that all the money is gone, because like Marsha said, the girl stayed there for another 6 months to a year or however long she lived in his home until they took it.
Because they couldn't pay the rent no more.
Right. So that plays a role in the mindset of these people. He's not here, he's locked up.
And they had access to money. They were still going on shopping sprees.
Yes.
They got into a fight. They had been out shopping. Her and Jocelyn, whoever, got into a fight. Police called and everything. So we talk about those two girls, but I'm talking about all those other women, because on that movie, on that documentary or whatever, there was tons of women. They were just, he did this, he did that. That documentary, I felt like a lot of those women they wanted their 15 minutes of fame. Hell, they could have just came and talked to me. I would have put them on. So I just think that they wanted 15 minutes of fame, because do you know how many of them had book deals after that? Do you know how many of them got paid to do interviews? Let me tell you something. If somebody did something to me, I don't need no money for it. I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to tell exactly what happened. But these people are out here getting paid to come and do interviews. No. And if somebody touched my babies, let me tell you something. R. Kelly had touched, if he had, first of all, my baby ain't gonna be out at 3:00 in the morning. Okay, first and foremost, why your kids out at 3:00?
Let me read some of these comments, because you fit to be on 10 over here. You have to be on 10. Okay, Greg said, y'all probably won't admit it, but I'm open. Has anyone in here been molested? As a former victim, I can personally speak on it, and it's not how you think it is, Sharita.
I just sat there and told y'all I was.
Travis says she was a part of the orgy, so public announcement says, and Sparkle's husband said she was cheating on him with R. Kelly. She was in public announcement. Yes, that it does go back. She was a background dancer or something like that. Yeah. So it's a whole big thing that's going on. Nene says the YouTube comment is going on here now. Greg says, you know, when something is wrong and you can tell and say something. Now, I do know that depending on who the family members are, people not going to accept you telling them that something happened to you. You know about generational curses and family secrets, all the family secrets and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, but that wasn't the case here. It was R. Kelly. They came to him.
Yeah.
He didn't go get them. They came to him. That's the difference here.
Yeah.
So I feel like they played on his vulnerability in also being a victim. And now he's rich and a victim. Those two things together, I have something. But they had the opportunity to leave and they didn't.
And a lot of them thought they were going to get something from him.
Yes, they were. But those girls that was constantly going on shopping sprees, they didn't have to pay for where they was living. They was living off of him.
Yeah.
So the cost for living off of me is this. When I want you over here, you don't say anything. You get your tail up and you come in here, and it better be clean when you get in here. Although I didn't let you wash for the past 2 weeks. Don't pay me no mind, y'all. Okay. Sharita says, and why we can't see the YouTube comments. Oh God, is this what we about to do? She says, so many people have gotten paid off of telling their story. Right. That's why they're telling the story. Now, of course, in their story, they're not going to say, I really wanted him to take care of me, and that's why I did what I did. So they need to look like a victim. They can't look like a victim if they was out there prostituting themselves for free shelter and a Gucci bag. That's not how that works.
Who said it? And the woman knew it was Pete and still let it happen. Who said it?
Greg. She peed too. It was a whole pee fest.
That's nasty.
Disgusting.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You ain't pissing on me. Peeing on me.
Ever.
Yeah.
But yes, that wife has
But if you remember seeing her on what is it, X's of LA or something like that, I just think that there's a lot of bitterness there.
She feels like he made her look like a fool. You were a
own
fool
stuff
from
like
the beginning. And the fact that he wasn't paying like child support or whatever. So she's mad.
That's worse than a YouTube video comments. Look.
Greg, I'm with you on that though. I'm with you. Because they look like they was enjoying it.
Oh my God. Oh.
Big old booty.
Oh Lord. Okay.
No, that's not what you're gonna do, Marsha. That's not what you're gonna do. That's not what you're gonna do. So the consensus in this group is that what happened, and it's sad that it happened that way. And we as a people, we gotta do better. We got to be the same way with everybody.
And hold each other accountable and call people out on their bull crap. And like I said, it had the David Chappelle's, the Mike Epps, the Martin, all these people.
I mean, we got a whole Woody Allen who married his girlfriend's daughter. Y'all don't know that, the film guy?
Yeah.
How you just gonna marry her? So I feel like you was already doing something to her before she turned 18. If you married her, you couldn't wait to marry her.
Yeah.
I feel like it was already a relationship there. There was already something going on. But I can't prove that. So.
No piss wife, daughter. Okay. But like I said, I just think that we have to hold each other, keep each other accountable. And then if you see some bull crap, don't just laugh about it and play it off. And to be honest with you, that's what our community is known for.
Right, because we would rather laugh about it than deal with it.
Yeah. Even back when you knew that somebody was messing with somebody, so-and-so.
Don't go over so-and-so house. Don't let them kids stay the night over there. Old boy be going in those girls' room.
Yeah.
Or the boys' room, whatever.
Yeah. And you know it, and you let it happen. So we as a community, we have to do better. We definitely, on a serious note, we have to do better, and we have to hold people accountable, and we have to keep our young boys and girls safe. We definitely have to do that. And we can't be pimping our kids, because a lot of them,
that's what happened with a lot of them, especially when they were underage. That one lady was saying how her daughter, she was singing. Okay, R. Kelly was the only person that she could go to.
Yeah.
For mentorship, because you knew before you sent your daughter over there what his mentorship meant, that she was going to be signing a contract for something else and not singing.
And then it was one girl, I think she was either Hispanic, white, something like that. She was 17 years old, and she went and she stayed 2 weeks at R. Kelly's house. And she had just told her parents that he was going to help her.
Nobody has a problem with it. Oh, R. Kelly? Yeah, go.
Yeah. I was just like.
What's it like? But the rumors.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew Knowles said when Destiny's Child did work with R. Kelly, he never left. He knew the rumors. He had heard the rumors.
Exactly.
So he would never leave them. He would never leave the studio with them in there.
And that's that's what you're supposed to do. Sparkle knew. She talking about her little niece, 13 years old, got dropped off at R. Kelly house. Sparkle, you know what was up.
You mean that grown man house?
Yeah.
Where your parents at? That's gonna always be my question. Where are the parents in this situation? Because kids can't just come and go as they please. You go down the street, you go outside to shoot basketball. I need to know where you at.
Yeah.
Don't you go in nobody's house. I never played. We always, don't you go in nobody. You let me find out you was in somebody's house and I wasn't with you.
After my mama, listen, I couldn't, we were not allowed to, I wasn't allowed to spend the night at anybody's house after I told different things about being younger. I never got to spend the night at anybody's house. Nobody, except for my cousin's house or my grandmother's house. That was it. My friends, even when I got in high school and they would do sleepovers and slumber parties, I could never go. She wouldn't allow it.
My kids either. I remember one time Evan was supposed to go to sleepover. We was like, okay, well, but he did something in school. We got that phone call. Dead. Okay, Greg says MJ, OJ, R. Kelly, Tiger Woods, and Bill Cosby. All these people that after one person accused them, then everyone came claiming the same thing. People has to see the setup. They just, what makes for good news? That's what they see on all of them.
We ain't gonna talk about Michael Jackson, because let me tell you, I don't think that Michael Jackson ever touched any of them kids.
I don't either.
He was too childish his own self.
He just wanted friends. Poor guy. And he was stuck when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever messed with those kids either.
Yeah, and the way that hurt him, all that stuff. No. But anyway, look,
all those people wanted money, and that's what everything was about. It's about money. If you did something to me, you can't pay me enough. That's just me. You cannot pay me enough. Nene said she don't think that Michael Jackson did it too. She said no, Michael didn't do it.
Michael didn't.
Travis says then they find Gloria Allred somehow. She is looking for people to tell a story.
Yeah. And let me tell you, everybody's looking to make $1, a story, a book. You put out a book, a story.
Right. Look at how many people from the Trump administration wrote a book afterwards.
Yeah.
Or somebody who was fired. Well, let me write about it. Let me write about all this other stuff he did. Why write about it then?
And I'm telling you, we live in this culture where we want to hear it. We want to see it. We want all the dirt. So we're part of the problem too, because we want to hear all the negative stuff. It's very rare. Just think about what do you call TV?
Reality
TV. A TV show may start off being real positive, real, great, but the ratings are tanking. But as soon as there's drama, as soon as
I'm gonna have to say so and so says this, so and so can say that, and I can see them act a fool.
Yeah, like
throw drinks on each other.
Exactly. Like Love and Marriage Huntsville. When it first came on, I was like, oh my God. This is what Black people need. You seen these successful Black people, they were doing their thing. I was so freaking
That's why we wouldn't be able to have a good reality show, the Housewives.
It'd be boring.
It would be boring. I mean, it would be fun.
Well, hold on.
In the fact that we always have fun, but they would want to see somebody struggling. Somebody can't pay bills. You're not going to see that over here because we don't play those games.
Yeah, and
even if I gotta get on a pole, we gonna pay some bills.
Yeah, and tearing each other down and backbiting and talking
we don't
about
do that. They're gonna catch us on prayer calls. They're gonna catch us planning a trip.
Yeah. So
we would never be able to have a successful show, regardless of how exciting we feel our lives are. People want to see the drama.
Yeah,
they want to see somebody trying to make it and failing.
Yeah,
failure is what they want to see.
Negativity sales. And I'm telling you, I promise you, we sit here and we talk about it, but in reality, we be looking forward to. Girl, did you see,
I mean, I don't look for it. I love the reads, all the shade that's being thrown.
Yeah.
I love all that. With Kenya anyway, because Kenya can read somebody.
Well, it is 8:30.
Oh.
I'm talking about this little hour passed by so quick. And you want to know something? I actually thought that this was going to be I thought Sharita was the only person that
everybody else was like,
and Sharita, my girl, okay?
Right.
Yeah, you my girl, but Sharita, you was the only one.
She's gone. She said she'll talk to us Sunday. Oh. That was a while ago. That was about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, she got off.
Yeah.
She was the only one. And then let me tell you, it was a bunch of people that was on and they just didn't say anything. So they probably gave their a lot of times people don't want to voice their opinions about stuff like this because they're afraid that people will attack them or whatever. But I'm telling y'all, everybody has a
I'm not going to attack you. If your opinion differs from mine, I just want you to make me believe what you are saying. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Like if you're on the opposite spectrum of something, like you're going to try to make me believe what you believe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the same thing. But if nobody is breaking, then we're going to have to just agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, we laugh about some things that's being said and we make jokes, but this is serious. I feel like they go after our men just a little bit harder than they do other cultures. And they also, when, like Carlos said, with the OJ thing, because he didn't get convicted of what they felt he should have gotten convicted for, they're gonna go after him for something else.
Girl, OJ's stupid too. I ain't finna take up for his tail. He dumb.
I'm not taking up for him, but I get what he was saying.
R. Kelly, and I agree. To be honest with you, I agree with it too. But R. Kelly was stupid too. Why you have to have them tapes? But and then let me tell you something else. When he got locked up, who gave him tapes?
His boys.
Why they didn't burn them? That's what I'm saying.
What about the tape? There was a tape that was left at a house that he had. So I think in New York or somewhere.
One of those houses.
And left the tape, and then the new owners find the tape, look at the tape, and turn the tape in.
Yeah.
Boy, you got the worst luck.
Because
some people would have looked at it like, oh no, I don't want to see this, and then left it alone, but they immediately recognized who it was. So that makes a difference.
And my thing is, I just feel like he didn't have enough people protecting him too.
Oh, he didn't have anybody protecting him.
Yeah. My thing is
everybody was yes men out for themselves trying to get paid.
And I just feel like that's the saddest thing, that you could have that much influence, but you don't have that much love. You know what I'm saying? I would pray and hope that I have the people that I have in my circle love me enough to protect me. Don't let me walk out here with my
that goes back to what we've always talked about, having good people around you.
Yeah.
Don't have yes people around you. If you are going to make it in this world, even in business, whatever business that you have, don't just surround yourself with people who's going to agree with everything that you say, because they're not going to tell you when you're doing something to harm yourself.
Yeah.
They're just going to watch you fall.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't want nobody to watch me fall. I need y'all to make sure I'm on the straight.
What's the last?
Nene said, I didn't know too much about the R. Kelly story except for knowing that he was being indicted for messing with underage girls. I didn't know the details of the trial and the girls' stories. So I listened on this one. I mean, but it's not even the same people. They just brought up old cases within this new trial to show a pattern of behavior. That was the purpose of that, and the character of the man.
Yeah.
And they used everyone around him that was doing all this stuff for him to get these girls, versus saying, man, ain't nobody out there.
Yeah.
Or she's underage. Because if you told him that she was underage, then you could have said, okay, well, I'm gonna have to call the police because this girl is underage that you over here laying up with. Nobody had the balls to do that. They just was trying to get paid.
That's it.
And money is the root.
But let me tell you, this is what I remember in church. My pastor said. He said the same people that was hollering when Jesus was coming into town on that donkey, riding on a donkey, the same people that was saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, we love you, Hosanna, are the same people that were saying, crucify him. And that's real. That's exactly, I feel like when those celebrities get to that status, I'm talking about R. Kelly, Whitney Houston, Prince, all them people were left unprotected. The same people that was hollering, I love you, was the same people that was allowing them to get crucified. So that's my take on that. All right. It has been good. This was a really, really good conversation. I loved all the interaction. Like I said, we had a lot of people that was sitting on here that didn't say much, but you know what? We see you, and we're glad that you be tuning in too. We see you. If there is a topic. Yes, that you want us to talk about, that you want to, hey, we love guests too. We're not opposed to bringing some of y'all on here and chatting it up with us. If there's a topic that you feel really passionate about, reach out to myself or Toya. We are here for you. We want to hear it. We want to talk about it too. So hit us up. What you got for us, Toya?
I have nothing.
If I don't have you. All right, so make sure that you go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
Let's Talk About It with Toya and Marsha.
Yes, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we come on. And y'all, listen, if y'all have not checked out Creative Cuisines and Cocktails, oh my God, y'all are missing out. Okay, them Lewises, they in that kitchen baking it. I mean, in there putting it down. They are that salmon that my brother just cooked. Oh my God! And so we look, what you cooking next week? It's gonna be a surprise.
I know it's gonna be some wings, nothing big.
Look, they don't never do anything.
But it's gonna be a little, throw a little something in there.
Well, like Tina said, we never do anything soft and easy. It's always hard.
Greg makes me so sick talking about that food came from Fridays.
Look, they listen. They can cook. They can put it down. Do some cannabis.
I'm going in my creative cuisines. I think I'm going to, and y'all let me know if y'all want to see this. I think I'm going to start like adding cakes and little desserts.
Yes.
How-tos and how I came up with this creation.
Yes, it goes with the meal.
So you can see my struggle a lot of times in the kitchen. I feel like it's nice to document that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Look, David says some cannabis infused wings.
Well, send the butter on over here.
All right, so
I saw it on P-Valley, so I know it can be done.
Oh Lord, they look out. Okay, now
we never to do this. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So it has been a wonderful show. Y'all make sure that y'all tune in with us next week for another talk. Hold on, I got stuck.
For another episode of
Let's Talk About It.
Bye. Good night, y'all.
Good night.